Let's add two buttons, one to add a task to the root of the tree, and another to add a subtask to whatever node is currently selected. Let's head on over to our TaskQueue container.h header file. All right, below the timer callback, let's add them there. Text button, add task button, and we'll give it the name add task. And we'll do it again. Just copy, paste it. Add subtask button, and this should say subtask. Let's get our buttons added and visible. To do this, go over to the CPP file. Right below the add and make visible tree, we'll do add. We'll just copy this line, copy it twice, and add it here, add task button, and then for the next one, add subtask button. All right, these guys are now visible. Since we have a start timer in this constructor, it makes sense for us to have a stop timer in the destructor. Stop timer. Let's change how we are positioning our tree and use Flexbox to position the buttons. We will use the rectangle member function remove from top to give us some space below our tree for the buttons. So first, let's comment out these lines that are currently setting the tree bounds. Next, get our local bounds. Auto bounds equals get local bounds. Finally, we'll just chop a chunk off the top of our bounds and use that chopped chunk as the bounds of the tree. Tree.setBounds, and we do bounds.remove from top, get height times 0.9. So what this is doing is it's removing 90% of our local window's bounds from the top of that bounding rectangle. And that is what the bounding box is being, that's what our tree is being set to. So now bounds is now only 1/10 of its original height. 90% of that has been set to the tree, and the remaining 10% is now what this is left at. So now we can define a flexbox as being a row, like this, flexbox FB dot flex direction equals flexbox direction row, like that. And we can make all of the items that we add to this flexbox stretch across. So FB.align items equals flexbox align items stretch. And then lastly, we will add the buttons to the flexbox wrapped inside flex item instances. And we will give them a flex of 1, meaning they'll both get the same size. So we do fb.items.add, and it wants flex items like this. So we do flex item, and then we're looking for the one that can take a component to wrap. That's this guy right here. So we can say add task button as the first one, and we want to give it that flex size of 1 with flex 1. Do the same thing again for the subtask button, fb.items.add flex item, add subtask button dot with flex 1. Now we just need to use our chopped bounding box as the bounds for our flex box. fb.perform layout bounds. Run it. Let's see what we get. Very cool. We got 2 buttons at the bottom that are exactly half of the window width, and they're 1/10 of the height of the window. All right, cool.